Good morning and welcome again to CHRICED Radio and Television, where your matter now we own. Welcome to that Ogbonge program where they let you know waiting be your rights as a Nigerian will you be both according to law and according to waiting the right. We already start this program by to let you know waiting be the fundamental human rights and all the rights them will you get as a Niger person according by our country law book. And from then we don't carry on small, from the rights to assembly, to the rights made for treaty right, to your right when it come to police, to your right when it come to workplace, and plenty other things. Then we also don't been do the part one of your right as a small Pekin. And I've been telling you that time, say we will come back again to talk about rights of small children inside this country. And so God will have it, we get a wonderful somebody, one of our lawyers, them from the Young Lawyers Forum, Gariki branch. We will come here today to take pieces for us. Waiting with the talk when we talk about the juvenile justice system. Even like big English, but you go need to deal with us on top of the show to know waiting and waiting the on point. The topic for today, now the juvenile justice system, the connection between your rights as a Pekin, discipline, and even punishment. And I'm not going to here alone to discuss this matter. But before we go jump to take enter within the make I just let you know our Ubunge lawyer with the inside studio. I get Musab Muhammad Nasir from the Young Lawyers Forum inside the studio. Musab, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Say you Tanda Gidigban with us on top of the show.
It's all mine.
Yeah. Okay. So, would they talk about the juvenile justice system inside Nigeria? The thing be like big English. So when we say juvenile justice system, what exactly would they talk about?
Am I speaking pidgin?
Anyone where you feel just express yourself in a way where people go understand. You? If you feel do pidgin, we appreciate it.
I will try. When we talk about juvenile justice system, we are talking about how the law will entertain a minor in the event where he commits an action that, in the eye of law, seems to be crime or an offense.
Okay, now, sorry, before we continue, when we say minor, what will you talk about?
Okay, the Constitution clearly stated that a person below 18 is a minor, is underage, and somebody above 18 is an adult. So, and a reference to our statutes, the laws that maybe establish some of these crimes and their punishment, particularly the penal code, clearly stated that a person below the age of 7 is not even capable of committing any crime.
Okay.
Yes. So it's the law that defines, okay, this is particular age. This age should somebody is capable of committing offense. Okay, for this particular age, this person he might likely commit the offense, but some things has to corroborate to be sure that yes, he committed this offense, and there is a person that yes, he is already liable if he commits that offense.
Okay.
So that is when we are talking about the justice system, we have already our administration of criminal justice.
Okay.
But the law, because of the Constitution, clearly stated that the right and interests of children should be protected. That is why the law went ahead and established another law for children called Child Right Act.
Okay.
That law is to protect all their interests, is to protect the children. When we have Constitution to protect us all, but because of the special need for children, the Constitution gave or established that particular law or gave room to the creation of that particular law by the National Assembly. It's just to protect the interests of the children.
Okay, so this Child Rights Act now, what is something? Oga Musab, you go need to open your mouth because even me when you sit down here, it hard me to really hear what you talk. So now this Child Rights Act, what they talk? You say the National Assembly now inform Amabe. Yeah. So is it binding on all of Nigeria, or everybody go choose whether they want follow them or they don't want follow them, or like the Constitution where we say now our Nigerian law be that the Child Rights Act, is it like that? Is it a law where cover Nigeria, or is it a law where we say if you like you use, if you like you no use?
It's not a matter of whether if you like you choose or you don't like you don't choose. The Constitution, being the supreme law of the land,
yes,
is applicable to everybody and is the supreme law. Like there is no law should be above that constitution. In fact, any law that is inconsistent with this law is null.
Wow.
Void. Yes, any law that is inconsistent with the provision of the constitution, no, is in effect. You cannot use it anywhere to do anything. That's for the constitution. So this constitution, is like a tree. Tree has branches. Yes. So it gives room for other laws to be established under it. So all these other laws get their roots from the tree. So that is the relationship between the constitution and this law. So for Child Right Acts, because it comes after the constitution.
Yes.
It's not okay if these states choose or they don't choose, they should adopt. The law is established to protect the children all over the country.
Okay.
Then it's now left for the state to adapt this law, to domesticate it in our state and say, okay, we domesticated this law to be part of our own laws.
Okay.
If it's any way we act, that is the creation of the National Assembly. If we say laws, that is creation of the states.
Okay.
Yes, like this Administration of Criminal Justice Act is the creation of National Assembly is applicable to Federal Capital Territory. If you move to Nasarawa, the Administration of Criminal Justice law they are using.
Oh.
Yes. So some of these states that domesticated the law, maybe it fits the needs in their state, and some of the states rejected it because they believe that this is inconsistent with their own existing customs, beliefs, and traditions, and even religion. Yes. So some of them that feel that these laws is against this our belief, this and that, okay, they are very careful and sensitive about domesticating it because it looks like a white man law to some extent, when the intention of the draftsman is not like that. It's just to protect the interest of the child as the constitution, as enshrined in the constitution of the Federal Republic.
Okay, so if I understand, according by the Child Rights Act, a small pikin, minor, now from 17 years, let me say 17 years, and you should never reach 18.
No, yes,
anything
18.
under 18,
yes.
Even if not tomorrow be your 18th birthday,
yes.
As of today, you are still a minor,
exactly.
According to the Child Rights
exactly.
Act. Then you can still say, based on that, any pikin wey never reach 7 years,
yes.
wey commits crime. Now, when we talk crime, maybe kill person or I don't know if fight, but it cannot be held responsible.
That is the ACJA stated that, and even the penal court. You cannot call it crime because, unless the law say that this is a crime, even if in your eye it's a crime, it's not a crime until the law say that this particular act is a crime.
So if a 7-year-old now maybe kills somebody, is that child then go look and say he commit crime, or then go look and say na small pikin, you don't know what he did do?
The presumption of the law is that he did not commit that. He's not capable of committing the crime, because before you establish that a crime has been committed, the law states procedures that must be followed. That because before we say, okay, this particular crime has been committed. If I take you back to the criminal law, two things, that there are factors that must be put together before we say this is a crime. We call them actus reus and mens rea. Actus reus is the intention, is the action, the act of committing that crime is the actus reus. Then the mens rea is the intention. That person, before he say he committed that offense, by law, you must establish that he has committed the offense. The offense has been committed, and he has the intention of committing that offense. So the law says that a child of that age, he cannot have these two things at the same time: to have the intention to kill and also committed the act.
Killing.
Yes, the killing. That's why the law says no, he's not capable. He's incapacitated to commit a crime.
Okay, so in Nigeria now, from which age, maybe according by our laws, but from which age a person fits they hold responsible for whatever? Now, I'm not just talking killing. Let's say, for example, now we see small children now, 13, 14, where they involve in like public disturbance,
Yes.
where they involve in things like maybe taking drugs, you know, turning to wahala for inside society. Some of them self, even young girls now exchanging their body because of one reason or the other. So at what age, let's say that they go park these people, at what age will a child, you know, or somebody will never reach 18, can they hold responsible for their action? What we can talk about putting them in a system or something?
Yes. Aside from this below 7, the age between 7 and 12, the law says that okay, now so the state has to be careful while investigating, maybe interrogating, even the prosecution of that particular child. It has to be with some level of care. You understand? So it can commit the offense at that age, but what are the procedures to be followed now to administer justice for such particular offense? First of all, is that he must be represented by a legal practitioner.
Okay.
Yes, he must be represented, and his either guardian or parent must be there throughout the trial. And some courts even went ahead and said that okay, this one is discretion of the court, that trial of such person below the age should not be even made in public. Yes, it should be in a camera. The judge can decide to do it in his chamber or in a court, open court, but with only the parties that are involved. And of course, after conviction, they should not be put together with adults in detention, because in fact the law clearly stated that detention is the last resort
For a child that is not up to 18.
Exactly, because child at that age is punishment is not the option. It's how to restore him back to the society in a better shape. That should be the aim of that maybe prosecution, conviction, and of course the sentences if he found to be committed the offense. So that is the law. The law is very sensitive about children generally. Yes, it gives them more protection, I think, than uh, any other person. You know, the Constitution uh, gave a whole chapter to fundamental right.
Yes.
Yes. Then the law went ahead and also create or establish this law for the children for their own cater, because you know if you shape children, like you shape the society.
Yes.
So the law is careful about aspect of children, anything that has to do with children.
Okay, you fit take us through some of the laws, some of the rights, some of within the Constitution, the Child Right Act. In short, first of all, how many laws in Nigeria do we have way before the protection of the child? And then what do they say concerning children inside these laws? For those who they listen to us now, may they know the rights of a child according to laws in Nigeria.
Okay, we start with the ground norm, the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution. If I take you back to section 17A or so, it's clearly stated that the essence of like a child, when he found to like say commit offense, the intention is to protect that child. That's number one. No matter what, protect him. Not that okay, are we encouraging him to commit crime? No, because at the time he did anything, the presumption of law is that okay, what is the state of thinking of this person? Because ordinarily a child should not be exposed to some crimes, some acts that are mainly for adults.
True.
So the Constitution is careful about that. So he guarantees that anything that has to do with children should be in the best interest of the children. The Constitution in the chapter 4, that's section 36 or 35 or so, now give also the room for the creation of this Child Rights Act, exactly. And also the same 36 gives some right to the children, that is the right to be accompanied by guardian or parent, the right to legal representation, And it's clearly stated that detention should be the last resort. Children are not allowed to be detained, especially with adults. In fact, to be detained with adults is completely prohibited by our laws. It's not allowed for you to put together minor and adults in same correctional service that we have. Even the name correctional that we used to have prison, you see that is to restore somebody back to the society as what do you call
It's
it?
a reformed, a changed person.
To change person back to the society. So what about the children? That's why they were given a special recognition. Then the Constitution, yes, allow room for the establishment or creation of the Child Right Act, which is the second law that look into the affairs of law. By the name Child Right, you know that the act is just there to protect the children. Then other laws like Administration of Criminal Justice Act, then FCT, clearly stated that detention is the last resort. Penal courts in the north and the criminal court in the south, they all give some level of consideration to the children, and they clearly stated that a child below that age of 7 cannot commit an offense. So these are some of the laws. But if you go every state, they have one or two that they make sure that their children are protected.
Okay, now for a child now below 18, maybe 7 years, 12 years, 14 years, 15 years, we come put hand for what you no supposed to do, like you just talk, at least until they don't join the matter. But let's say, as in they go somewhere now to go pack people where they commit nuisance, then pack everybody plus underage children. Or in the situation of this insecurity now, where some of these children now, where then they put into some of this banditry, where they see that you see children looking 16, 14, holding these big guns, you know, going there to commit. And then maybe when they start to they pack them, they pack all of them join together. Are they supposed to take them to like the general courts when they take everybody, or are there special courts for children?
You know, yes, we have the juvenile the Child Right Act established or create the court we call juvenile court. It's a juvenile administration system. It's a court that is set up to handle matters that has to do with children only. But for such children that are exposed to so many to this such crime, you see, it's a duty of the state upon arrest to separate them with these adults. Yes, it's a duty of the state to do that. Okay, now separate them. They should not charge them together. It's not as if they are not going to, punish them at the end of the day when found, guilty of such offense. But they should be treated different from adults. Okay. And society influence children to what they do. Ordinarily, a child should not know what gun is all about.
True.
Yes, but because of the society or environment somebody found himself, you see that if you look at some of these African countries that has a history of crisis, you see, we see all these things from them before now coming to Nigeria. You see somebody below 10, they can operate gun perfectly, which is very strange to us. So now we have it in Nigeria. And because they are children doesn't mean that the government should not they should not be arrested. Yes, they should be arrested and they should be tried, prosecuted, and of course, if convicted, then they should go and serve their own terms. Even though the law said that detention is the last resort, but for children that are exposed, our judges are have wisdom and they know what they are doing very well. They know what to do for every person that is being tried by them. If you are brought before them, they know what to do with you. If somebody is said to be arrested together with members of the either Boko Haram bandits and the rest, they know
or something.
Exactly. They should know. You see, all these sometimes children were sent to do suicide before they would go and bomb a place.
Yes.
They don't know what they are doing. They don't know anything about they do not enjoy the life that they don't know. They will just tell them, okay, go and do this and that. Then those children will just, and sometimes they intoxicate them because now children are exposed to drugs. And you don't expect somebody that take drugs to be reasonable for a particular period of time.
True.
So under that influence, they can just say, okay, go and do this, and you go and do it. Because somebody was telling me that he was a victim of all these kidnappers. He said when they were kidnapped, he can testify that those children were under influence of something. Because the confidence in them, the boldness and the everything to come to the road, just not far from the military checkpoint, to open shooting air and just started backing people anyhow. So it's not something that is normal. They abuse drugs very well, and you know that's another another day.
Yes.
So they should, of course, the law has um, the law describe a manner in which everybody will be dealt with accordingly. Yeah.
Okay, now, so still, I still dey go say, if,
Mm.
like, in the case of robbery,
Mm.
or in the case of drug abuse, or in the case of maybe prostitution, or even in the case of violence like this, also piggybacking on even the time where the protest been happen sometime last year, 2023, where they pack plenty people. Yes, last year, where even small children, they with their pictures come out, we begin cause plenty para. Where are they go? Because from this talk, the acts protect children, right?
Yes.
So how do you see the difference between protecting the right of a child and actually holding a child accountable for a crime committed?
Yes, that is why states have correctional service and this children home.
Okay, now, anything wey we dey talk, I dey try bring am come to Nigeria. I'm not talking the wider world. Thank God you are a lawyer, so you go know these things more than me. Do we have juvenile courts in Nigeria? Do we have family courts? Because I saw things like that. Do we have correctional center for small children in Nigeria? Do we have, because when I was doing my research, they say even the lawyers, even the security, that's the police,
Yes.
we suppose handle their matter, suppose they trained
Yes.
in how to handle children matter. In the police station, there suppose be a department
Yes.
or a section when are for children, like a desk. Do we have all these things in Nigeria? And yes or no, who work is it to make sure, say, these laws are being implemented?
We have some in Nigeria, and some we have them like administratively, but physically you cannot see them. Although ordinarily you should have them physically, this particular place is for so responsibility or duty as enshrined in the laws established. But I know a family court here in Abuja.
Okay.
Yes, but for juvenile courts, we don't have. I do not see one like this a juvenile. But if a matter like that has to do with juvenile arises, the chief judge, like in FCT, who constitute a panel to take care of that, is within his power to do that. So he can go ahead and do that. And of course, for the police case and the rest, all these things, if you go to their department, yes, in places where they are, like in FCT now, where at least they are trying in some aspect, they know how to go about children, they know how to handle them. I hardly see a case where they maltreat them, or this and that. Although the intention of the law or the intention of the draftsman of this law is that to have this thing separate from the conventional court that we have, from the conventional police station, from the conventional correctional service, and the rest. Because now in the prison here, they just create a place where, okay, people of this age will be here and adults should be there. But that will not stop, later they will be together with these adults, maybe during
exercise or feeding
and the rest. When ordinarily they should be separate. In fact, they should not know the place, or they should not know adult, because one of the problems with our prisons in Nigeria now, Somebody who committed lesser offense, you go and detain him there, you go and meet somebody that is notorious. And from there, the connection, establish, they become friends. He will be exposed to things that he did not know before going there. So after coming back, instead of to have a better version of him, to come to the society as a clean person, you see that now he is even more dangerous than uh, exactly. Although on that aspect, yes, we'll still have to appreciate the correctional service facilities and their officer. They do their best, but sometimes because of the manpower, resources, and the rest, they cannot do it as expected. Yes, because they work under instruction, they work under budget, they work, so if they don't have the facility, they cannot do magic to implement all these things correctly.
Okay, so that now brings me to what be the challenges where we face for Nigeria when it comes to making the Child Rights Act work, making the juvenile system for Nigeria to work?
The challenges are much. It has the same as that of the conventional courts that we have. The facilities, starting from let's say the judges. We don't have enough judges in Nigeria. If you, I learned that a judge of the one of the court is complaining that she has over 200 cases in her court. Yeah, and from what she is supposed to deliver as a judgment in a year, it should not be more than, I think, 14 judgment or just when she have over 200. So you can imagine how she will handle all the other cases and the rest. So funding is, sometimes challenging. Not even sometimes, it's the major challenge of all this. Yes. Then where it is funded, maybe from the budget, you see that so amount is allocated. Then the implementation. Yes, you see a budget that maybe if we implement this, at least you say, okay, we say if like security budget, you say this is a bye-bye to security challenge, but no, yes, it's as if nothing is done in that aspect. So this is one of the, and of course, advocacy to the children particularly, because now we lack all this, advocacy to children. Some children, some things that they should learn in primary one, they already know it. Like they will not know it when it's important in their life until when they reach like primary 6. Yes, and that's from the like aspect that are very important in their life, and things that they should not know until they reach like primary 6. They already know it in primary 2. You understand? If you come to all this sex education or something, it's something that one should not know until when he reach certain level in life. But no, children of nowadays don't know how to operate internet as you can. True. Yes, they're exposed to so many things. So these are the children we are dealing with. In as since the state is doing their own, then the parent has to do their own, and of course the society. Now everybody is afraid of maybe trying to correct
somebody else's child.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you did not correct them because you think your own are protected, you are doing harm to yourself, because they will later go and play with this other person's children, and children take from their friends faster than the way they take from home, because they are of the same age, they are peers. So once they do something, they will just say, okay. And what you've been hiding from them, that's when they want to learn. Okay, you don't want them to know this particular, that is when they will develop interest. Okay, they want to know this, they want to know how it goes. So these are some of the challenges. As we blame the state, we blame the parent, and of course, the society. Exactly.
Okay, now let's come to the issue of culture and religion. You get, this is still where I'm going to, because from the research that we have been doing now, somebody wrote a paper, and the person mentioned, say, when they first started this Child Rights Act, you get, when it was passed by the National Assembly in 2003, say many state assemblies actually fought against it. they made the example of Northern. Thank God, said, you see, you are even from your name, and they say you come from Northern extraction. Now they say some Northern states actually protested it because using the Sharia system, you know, and they mentioned the issue, they can't mention issues of child marriage.
Yes.
You know, they mentioned the issue of child marriage. They mentioned issue of like some culture in the West and South where they do female genital mutilation, you know, putting tattoos, what somebody calls it, disfiguring of children and everything.
Yeah.
Now, let's come to where culture and religion enter into these things. When it comes to culture and religion and comes to the right of the child, which one supersede?
I don't know. I cannot say this supersede the other one. Yes, because this constitution, of course, the Sharia laws we are practicing in Nigeria, they are also creation of the constitution. The constitution allows that. It's the constitution that even established the Sharia court. Also, with the constitution established Sharia court with, but it's clearly stated that it's to entertain the personal laws of people that of the Muslim faith. And Child Right Act also is a creation of the
Constitution.
Yes, constitution. And some of these states, particularly or most especially the northern state that rejected the Child Right Act, they did not reject the constitution, the chapter 4 and the rest. Like when it comes to marriage, what these states are saying that no, the issue of marriage should be determined by their own Sharia law, what they believe in. And what they believe in it's not just a religion to them, it's now their custom and of course the religion as well. And this is what they practice and this is what they accepted before you come and enact this law to take control of what they are used to already. Although if Sharia law in any way is inconsistent with the constitution, by the supremacy clause of the constitution, is also inconsistent.
I don't understand that.
Yes, if Sharia law is inconsistent with the constitution, it's not. That is the provision of the constitution because it's the supreme law. So any law that now comes inconsistent with this constitution is not. There's no law should supersede
the other.
The constitution.
Okay.
The constitution is not in competition with any other law, but the other laws can be in competition with one another. Yes.
Okay, now let's come to a situation now because I'm trying to pick maybe some, like we first of all pick the issues of insecurity. So sometimes you see, talking of maybe banditry now, you see plenty small children inside, and truly when they arrest them, they try to, like you said, check them out, see the ones where we say truly maybe they need rehabilitation, maybe they don't know what they do, and some kuma maybe they don't really orient them where we say they did not enter with clear eye before, but on getting in there, the thing don't really cook inside them, and they probably cannot be rehabilitated, so maybe they go serve punishment. Now I'm coming to a situation where I also saw where they say, even the constitution say, if you are under 21 where you won't marry, your parents need to give consent. Now, let's say a young girl now of 12, 13, 14. I'm not even just talking even in the north, because sometimes you still have such too in other climes then. Now giving out for marriage. And maybe that is not what she wants, but now waiting her family wants, or now waiting the situation of life bring come for her. She now gets in there. And unfortunately, not that we are supporting bad thing, but she reached there and we hear say 2 days later, 3 days later, she killed her husband. Which law will they use to handle the matter? And will such a person be held accountable in our juvenile system for that crime? Putting in mind that she was actually forced or something.
Yes. Okay, forced marriage, we blame the parents.
Okay.
We don't blame the Sharia or our own constitution. We blame the parent because there is nowhere under Islamic law that allow forced marriage.
Oh.
Yes, but the Islamic law provides that for a daughter in her first marriage, it's the duty of the parent to present a husband to her.
Okay.
Or if she presents to them, then they can
Accept
him, but subject to their own investigation.
Okay.
Yes. It's allowed, in fact, it's compulsory for them to investigate who is this person, who is he, his family, what he's doing. I'm not saying that he should be rich or what. Like what he's doing, very important to know.
Yes. Most times you go to question it. No, I get all that.
But that is the but so if you bring somebody for your daughter, first of all, you should know that as a parent, how you train your children. Did your children trust you that anything you bring to them, they know that it's not going to harm them? Because somebody will just be rich and come and approach you, give you money, then you carry your daughter and give to him. You do not, fulfill your own rights as a Muslim, and you did not discharge your duty as a parent.
Okay.
If you present somebody to your daughter, she will know that who her father is. If she trusted her father, all she needs to do is, okay, she might like to see the person. Some did not even, like in those days, they don't need to see the person because of the trust they have in their parent. They will just go ahead and say, okay, accept it. But some, would like to see the person. But where it's clearly stated that no, this is your first marriage, you don't like this person, I knew the father knows, maybe the parent of the other person knows. There's no like the Sharia law did not give any room for you to force her into that marriage.
Okay.
Like in some of the states that have this establishment of body called Hizbah, the daughter can report you to Hizbah, and the Hizbah will come in for her and stand for her. And the Hizbah is creation of Sharia, and which most of the state assembly or all the state assembly, yes, allow it to in all the states. So there is nothing like when you see this issue of forced marriage, no, it has nothing to do with Sharia. That is it's just the parent problem. All you need to do as a father, even if you are bringing someone to her, okay, you should make sure that the person is responsible, fulfill your own duty, then bring to her. There is no way you bring somebody to your child, that your loving child that you love and he loves you. Once you see that, you say this to him, you say, okay, fine. An issue of age also. Sometimes, yes, if you say a child of 12, 13 cannot marry, today a child of 12, 13 has knowledge of sex, whether you like it or not.
Thank you so much for this. Now, this is where we are coming to. You said something. Yes. The fact that that child, because of the society or the reality of today, have knowledge of these things, does it justify the fact, say, you married your pikin up at that age? That is one of my first questions. Secondly, let's say, okay, you look and say, oh, you justify, my pikin don't know man. I don't want me wayward. You come marry him. As you marry her out, maybe you know marry to the person where you want. Not that he not trust you or anything. These days, just like same thing we are talking, children now are now looking for, unlike before, when it is okay to do matchmake, say this person a good family, this person a good family, maybe most of those things now don't they come out now. You marry this child out, and the child go there and go and commit a crime. Because I really want to know, we've seen situation, I used to be in Kano before I came here, and we've seen situation where a child go marry, you go here at 16, 17, 2 days later, 1 day later, you go here say don't kill the husband. And most times in very, very terrible that you now, when you hear them, you can't get confused in condemning, say, Wetín this person do bad. But you also have this feeling of, make I understand with him. So that's where I'm going, that where does the law, I don't know if you don't get instances, they ask you as a lawyer, not even, this is not even just religion, where does the law or the justice system for a child come into play here? The fact that that child don't expose, is it reason enough to marry the child off when the child is not ready?
No, it's not about whether he's exposed before he get married or not. When somebody if you reach some age, some might, some even at 25, they will look like they can.
True.
Yes, and some, from that 15, 16, 17 years, they can marry and give birth to. So where a child is married, maybe below 18. and eventually later kill the old man, should be liable, should be tried in this the court we're talking about, and of course at the end of the day, if convicted, should be sentenced. The law is not saying that because you are a child, you should be protected from all responsibility. Once you are liable of a particular offense, you'll be tried and you'll be convicted, be sentenced. So the law did not say, okay, the law has not exempted them completely from liability. Once they commit that offense, and all the, like somebody that at least um, that's got to get married, the level of reason is higher than, sometimes that one is just level of thinking. So if the prosecution can establish that, yeah, this person know what he was doing while he committed this offense, the only thing maybe is say, okay, now he should not be sentenced to death, or maybe from offense of murder should be manslaughter, that's culpable homicide, not punishable with death. That person can remain in the prison. Maybe you can say, okay, instead of to kill him, okay, let's now let him serve jail time for his life, because some of these things that happen during marriage, some of the cases are even not reported.
Yes.
Very few are reported, but the ones that are reported, the states should make sure that they follow up this matter diligently and they prosecute the cases diligently. And for the parents too, they should not be spared in all this thing. Okay, what happened before the marriage? Has she raised any objection? Because some of the children, they raise no objection. They will say that they like this marriage. I see one that they people say, what? Why did you kill him? She say she don't know why she killed him. In one of these interviews I listened to radio, she said that she don't know why she killed him.
But was
because,
she underage? Because where I'm still
no,
going
this
is,
one she was 18 or so.
because where I'm going is, like you said, the law, the Child Rights Act, the Constitution say adult now from 18 and above.
18 and above.
Meaning, if an 18 years up marry like that, I don't know whether na force or you get, and you go commit that crime, the law already looking and say na adults.
Yes.
Where me are they? My main point here, because of our topic today, is you are 12, you are 13, you are 15, you are 17, and you go and get married, either by force or by choice, or you shall go and get married. And most times when me I dey go, from the little that I dey able to see and understand when I dey for the north, most of these small girls don't really know wetin dey, or maybe they know wetin dey with another person. But where then they carry them go to go and marry, sorry to say, sometimes an older man for one or two benefits. Sometimes now for family connection. Meanwhile, the girl either won't go school or the girl never ready to marry, and then they do these things. Then you now hear, he put poison for food for his husband and friends. Sometimes this husband we are talking is also a young boy. You get, and then so where they go say in such situations where people they shout, say, this pikin no supposed marry at this age, whatever. And the parents look am, say, I really wish we can talk with some maybe law examples on this. What should be done in that case? Investigation was done. The girl, maybe he don't look and say to her, no get choice. Anytime my papa talk, now go. Maybe yes, she did not even say she know they interested based on the kind of upbringing where she get. But deep down, she know they interested. Yes. And then she read them. Most times maybe for night, now when the husband won't come on to her, and then she do wetin she do.
Yes.
How will the law handle this? How will our juvenile, is she going to be caught, or are we going to call it self, or is she going to be called, say she keep person and taken to a court of law, or then go look and say she underage when she do this thing, take her go either juvenile court or family court, handle the case there, and maybe put her in juvenile detention or whatever way they put there.
Okay.
Or will there be issue of mercy, and now look say now the parents now go held responsible instead.
No. The issue of mercy should not even come to place in that case, because for somebody to kill, you should know that, okay, these are some act I should do to kill somebody. So he has little idea of how to kill, and of course the intention. So where a minor killed, especially because of the forced marriage or the rest, the state has a duty. None of these laws, even this state Sharia compliant state, the state can still go ahead and prosecute the parents.
Okay.
Yes, nothing stop them. Okay, at this particular stage, you have encounter with your daughter that he is not interested in this marriage, but you went ahead and the state can do that. Nothing stop the state from doing that, because you cannot say, because it's my child, I can do anything with her. No.
Okay.
The right to life is constitutional. It's the state that owns this, your life, or you are seeing. The constitution says you have the right to life. The state can take that your
Can
life.
take the life.
Yes. It's not
Okay.
it's not absolute.
Okay.
Yes. Example is when you take somebody's life, you still come in to take your own life.
True.
Exactly. So she's your daughter. You have a duty, but the state have also duty. That is why in most of these Sharia compliance state, they have a body. They establish all this a body called Hizbah. When your daughter reports you because of such, yes, they will talk to you. They will address you. They can stop the marriage. Yes, and they can get her married with the one she likes. Yes, all that happened. I don't know why we don't report that aspect. We also only report the incidents when happened. If you say she must marry, especially because of monetary, or she cannot handle, she report, or even if her mother is also supporting her, you can gently go and report the case to the ISBA, but not even the ISBA is a body that they can do it outside court, but they can still go to court. We're not encouraging that children should take their parent to court, but where they see danger coming, these bodies were established, to take care of all such things. They should go there, report, and they'll come in and take action. As in fact, they are faster than anybody in established by law in Nigeria. If you report this matter in the morning, sometimes
by evening,
not evening, somebody will follow you to the house, or they can follow the father to his place of business and bring him to the office. Okay, what is happening?
Okay.
Because they don't like such things to be happening in the state. It's not a good thing for a state to wake up every day and hear that, okay, we have a report that a wife killed her husband, this and that. Islam discourages forced marriage. And of course, even the Sharia laws there. But what the law says that before you giving your daughter out for marriage, you make sure the person, to the best of your knowledge, is capable, is reasonable, and of course is of moral and good standard. Yes,
okay.
that is just it.
All
But
right.
if the child killed, I repeat that, you'll be prosecuted by
Okay.
the court. If is below the 18, it's the duty of the judge. Okay, once the matter is brought before, okay, you assign it to a particular court, and if the matter is assigned to a particular judge, he will know how to do it without necessarily making it public. Although nothing stop them from doing it in public. Yes. But sometimes to protect the dignity
Identity
or
of the
identity,
child.
exactly. Yeah. They will just say, okay, now let's do it in the chamber, or okay, today I don't have sitting, let's come and do it. Or I'm having sitting, but everybody should go out except the parties that are involved. Yes.
Okay, so now is there again any part where we say our juvenile system don't actually work to favor the minors, the children for this country?
In our juvenile court?
Yes, like juvenile system, remand homes, family court. Is there any way where the children have actually been favored by these laws?
The law is established in their best interest.
But is it being used?
Yes. It's being used.
And it's working.
It's working to some extent. We can say it's working, but you're not working 100% or as expected. But at least we must commend the state that it's working. If something now happened to a child, believe you me, if it is in Abuja, especially now in the era of social media, you can see the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, or Minister of Youth and there and then.
Okay.
Yes, because part of their duty, is to cater for children. They are more but they have this a particular concern about children. Anything that has to do with children, yes, they are very sensitive about it.
Right.
We must say that even um, though in other aspects, like we can see challenges this front, but when it has to do with children, we must testify that they are doing their best and they've been trying, but what they are doing is not enough.
More needs to be done.
Exactly.
Okay, so in conclusion on the show, as we're rounding up, Oga Musab, what do you get to talk?
If I must talk generally at the end of this program, let me start by encouraging parents. They are the first teachers to their children. They are the ones to first, give them a shape before sending them out to the society, then schools. All this thing we are discussing, we're supposed to discuss it in school.
Schools, true.
Each school should at least, in a time, should invite once or two. If they cannot dedicate a teacher to do that every week, then they should invite expert at least they should not be exposed to this, that, and if they commit this offense. But somebody will not know law until when he finish secondary school. Yes. So it's from their primary school, especially with this in this era of technology. They should know how to even handle all this social media, all these gadgets, with them. That's how we do. And for you, the radio station, radio is meant for the adults.
Yeah.
You should find a way of extending it to children. If now you have a program in school that you follow schools.
Yes, we actually do.
Exactly. So you know that children at the end of the day, they know that they are going to listen to a program that involves children and the rest. And for the state, we keep saying that we appreciate what the good things they are doing in terms of providing or budgeting all these amenities for the children, but we call them to be more active in terms of implementation, because you can't just budget something on the figure on your on the paper. We see this budgeted is this particular amount is allocated for this, and at the end of the day we do not see anything positive or impactful on the issue of the children. As what is happening now, northern states are just closing schools. What will the child give to the society? You cannot do work to bring money, anything to them. All you need to do now is study well.
Yes.
Let him learn skills. Let him go to school and acquire knowledge. That's all he needs to do. So,
and with this closing of schools now, it puts these children with plenty time on their hands. We feel not even they productive.
What they come and do at home? They'll just come and be eating your food as a father, and so it's duty of both the state, the parent, and especially you, their houses. You have a lot to do, because some of the enlightenment we get them from radio station or TV station.
True.
Exactly. Every morning I make sure that at least even if it's in 1 hour, let me see what the country is all about.
True.
Before I go out. Every day I must do that. So you see, it's our collective responsibility to do that.
Thank you so much. And that now my guest, Musab Muhammad Nasser from the Young Lawyers Forum, Gariki branch. Thank you so much for coming today. I actually picked a lot and I learned a lot.
Yeah, you're most welcome. The
Yes.
pleasure is all mine.
Thank you. And for you, where we say it and take a listen to us and watch us. Thank you so much for everything. You don't hear now collective responsibility. Both parents, teachers, society suppose they teach children what we mean by this juvenile. Know who be minor, know who be adult, know what to do and what not to do. Again, what Musab talk is a parents suppose teach children from primary school suppose begin to know waiting to do, waiting not to do. We need to bring back morals. We need to bring back good behavior. We need to know who our children they mix with. Time don't come for us to go back to that communal sit down together where we say you go fit correct another person picking without fear. And then even say for we country, you know, most of this poor policy implementation, no strategic programs them we won't take, you know, protect the rights of small children them. Government self need to work on that. But Nigeria now, the connection between rights and punishment for inside our juvenile justice system, suppose they based on if you see pikin they do something, make them get places. We train people, then we go talk to them, we go change their life, we go rehabilitate them. But say most times you see say now more of punishment now we they do. Yeah, so the juveniles get the right, you know, make them for take, you know, notify them to defend themselves. But most times this rights they violated because we no get things like remand homes or even the ones where we get no enough funding. Musa people mentioned that one, no enough funding, no enough equipment, and then we did more on make we keep these people arrest one place than to find a way to correct them and make life to them. So what we really need to do now rehabilitation, protection of child's welfare, and then other things them we go make life better for our children. Make we continue to join hands together, protect the child. Make sure say less of our children they put hand inside waiting they're not supposed to put. Your own no go loss, my own no go loss. Thank you again, say join us. Don't forget to join us again on another wonderful edition of Know Your Rights. But till then, continue to follow us on top all social media handles at CHRICED Radio TV. We do YouTube, we do Facebook, we do Instagram, we do TikTok, we do X.